All right, so we're back with another one. This is our official. This is the third one, right?
Fourth one.
This is the fourth. This is the fourth one.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the fourth one. So you know what we gotta do first of all. You gotta roll the intro.
Welcome to the Dams episode 4.
All right, so before we get started, today's gonna be like a quick little spiel, quick little episode. Before we do that, show off the fit. You got a crazy fit on today. She's suited up. She's suited and booted. Show the fit. Get up a little bit.
It's not that crazy. It's more
Yo, show the fit. Get
chill
up.
vibe.
Go ahead, girl.
Okay, so
She's got a clean fit on. You know what I mean? Don't mind the kid. You see the kid, the Mickey Mouse, the reversible. Come on now. You got that vest. She actually styled it today. She was like, yo, you haven't worn this in a long time. I was like, all right, girl, let's pull up then.
yeah, because we got that in New York when we went
Let's
there
do
for the
it.
first time together.
So we're about to go do a couple errands after this, some shopping, get some things for dinner. It's Saturday, we're vibing out, we're chilling.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to talk about something today.
Yeah.
Just really briefly, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of touch on like our, basically like our, well, how do you want to classify like our careers, like what we're doing and kind of like shine light on that? Because we just talked about support.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads into like our careers and how they're like very different
Yeah.
and how we're kind of like navigating through that, how we're navigating through life together with that. And also like what our goals and things may be, like
Yeah.
what we want to achieve.
Well, I think also just like the biggest difference is like I have the classic, like not classic, but like a 9 to 5 type of job.
Yeah.
Yours is more like a 9 to 9,
Yeah.
24-hour
Yeah.
kind of
24 hour,
job. But it's very different, but then we both complement each other. So
yeah. 100%.
I guess just navigating that.
So why don't we
and how
touch on
it's
yours
different.
first?
Okay.
Touch on like your career, what you can just kind of what you're doing right now.
So I am a physiotherapist, well, a resident right now. So I did my school in Australia, so I'm qualified there.
Yep.
And then I'm a resident physiotherapist at the moment in Canada, which means that I'm basically almost 100% licensed. So hopefully that'll be 100% by the end of the year once I do my clinical exam. But
Yep.
I'm still allowed to work and see patients and kind of do my own thing, and which is nice and exciting because I've been waiting for that for a while. So I'm just working right now. Working luckily with my dad. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's my boss. So just learning as much as I can and a different variety of clinics, and I'm there every day and it's fun. I like it.
What do you want to achieve? Like, what do you want to come out of this?
Out of being a physiotherapist?
Yeah. I mean, you went to school for whatever X amount of years.
Yeah.
Did your arts degree, right?
Science.
You did science degree. Then
Yeah.
you did 4 years of physio in Perth,
Yeah.
Australia. You went across the world
Yeah.
and knocked it out.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why do that?
It's what I was passionate about. Like I always knew that I wanted to do something in healthcare, like in the healthcare field,
Yeah.
whether it was just helping people and their bodies. So first I was obviously interested in, oh, maybe I'll be a doctor. But then I shortly realized after that that's not what I want to do. Then obviously I think with a sporting background, like growing up and playing tennis my whole life,
Yeah.
just wanted to help athletes get back to doing what they do and getting, even if you're not an athlete, but just getting people back to whatever their normal is. So and just helping you live your pain-free life.
So you found your passion through physiotherapy.
Yeah.
How much of an impact did Dad play on that? Like, how much growing up, seeing him do that, build up all that stuff he's been doing?
Yeah.
How much did that play an actual role in you chasing that?
Well, it's funny because he never wanted me to be a physiotherapist.
Yeah, which is
He
interesting.
never wanted me or my brother to be a physio. So if you're watching this, Dad, sorry. I just copy everything that you do. I'm like clearly a dad's girl. But we were exposed to that our whole lives. Like me and my brother, we would go to the clinic since we were like little babies.
Yeah.
And just like swipe the baseboards or just like play around with the things in the gym, like the big yoga balls. Like we'd like kick it around
Yeah.
like a soccer ball. So we were always in the clinic, not necessarily knowing what we were doing at the time,
Yeah.
or the extent of all the hard work he had put in and
Yeah.
what he was doing. But we knew that like there's clinics and he goes in every day and he goes in on the weekends and there's files and there's a lot of work to be done. And but the actual concept of being a physio didn't click in until I was in university, I think, and like what it took to be an actual like clinician and a
Yeah.
physiotherapist. But we were exposed to that since forever, so it did definitely play a role. But like I said, he never encouraged us to become a physiotherapist or really like guided
He didn't
us
push
to
you to
wanna-
do that.
He
Yeah.
never, which is what I'm grateful for. Like none of my parents, neither of my parents wanted like pushed us to become anything.
Yeah.
It was kind of like just find your own path and be happy and be the best at what you do.
Yeah.
So naturally, I just found that in physio.
That's very rare that the parents
Yeah.
don't push you to be something.
Yeah,
And it's still funny that Akil like ended up being a doctor because that's like the classic
yeah,
like thing. But like
Yeah.
he did that himself. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to do that, and like
Yep.
now he's basically finished now going to residency.
yeah.
So he'll be close to being finished in a few years.
I think the underlying thing for both of us though was sports. Like
Yeah,
we were
for sure.
both very heavily involved in sports.
Yeah.
And we both knew that we wanted to be in healthcare. So how can we tie the two together?
Yeah.
So he wanted to do it more in like a medicine aspect, so a doctor aspect, and I
Yeah.
wanted to do it more in a chiller form, so like as a physiotherapist. So
yeah.
but both like that sporting factor was just an underlying like baseline for both of us. How can we still be involved with what we've loved and been passionate about, but then also into our career? So
Love it.
yeah.
And who's better at tennis?
Definitely Akil. Yeah, I'm still scared of his serve. So
Apparently Akil was a beast. One day I would love to get him on here just like share his story. I
yeah.
understand how much of a beast he was like on the court
Oh,
because
he
I only
was-
hear stories of
Oh,
him.
he was amazing. It's sad because he doesn't like playing anymore.
hates it now,
He
yeah.
doesn't even want to like if I'll just say let's pick up a racket and go hit outside.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't. He wants nothing to do
Yeah.
with tennis. He just wants to play golf and or do other things and
Yeah.
hang out. But if it's anything involving tennis, he's like solid. Nope, I'm good.
He's out.
So, but
So
yeah.
what do you like personally want to achieve?
I want to create like I've seen like the legacy that my dad's created for himself as a physiotherapist and how he's established himself as one of the best in the city, if not the province.
Yeah.
And I want to do something similar for myself, whether it's I'm tapping into different areas that I can help in.
Yeah.
So whether it's like in the lab or like for sports or my own clinics and just like growing like in a different niche. But I also want to be like I'm striving to be and learn to be one of the best clinicians that I can be and help as many people as I can.
What a nice answer.
Thanks.
What do you think like differentiates you from another
Another one.
clinician, another physio, whatever you want to call it?
I think my background and my experience and also like
Yeah.
the influence, like the influential factors I have.
Of course.
Like no one has my sporting background. No one, on top of that, the fact that I actually took the chance and was like blessed enough to be able to go across the world
Yeah, of
and
course.
get that hands-on experience. Like
Yeah.
it was a very different kind of learning. And I got a lot of hands-on experience that I don't think I would have gotten here.
Yeah.
From one of the top hospitals there, and I learned a lot and just how to, be on your own, but also go through school and
Seriously.
stuff like that. So that's one thing. And then also the fact that like I've had this in my household growing up my whole life. My mom was a pharmacist, so she had a pharmacy background,
Yep.
so that was in healthcare. And then dad being a physio, so just like those two factors itself was like I think that I stand apart from the rest of the crowd. So I hope.
You already stand apart because you're so tall anyway.
Yes, that's true too. People always say who's a tall one.
That is true though, because like
Yeah.
all those factors play like a big role into like who you are gonna
Yeah.
become.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have like unique parents with unique backgrounds. But I also say like, and we'll talk about this in another one, but like even our kids, like I hope like they do have the opportunity to like leave
Yeah.
and go do something abroad because you learned a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't go study abroad, but I lived abroad and learned a whole new world and
Yeah.
how things work. And like that really helped me in the last couple of years of my life.
Yeah, we can definitely dive in about that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think we both share that mindset
Yeah.
of how important that is.
Yeah. Even just like traveling, like those small things, like go
Yeah.
see other cultures and worlds and foods and try things out.
Yeah.
And
But it's not
and-
even traveling and doing that, it's doing it on your own.
yeah.
It's like getting out and doing it on your own.
Yep.
So it's a difference like when you're like with a group of friends or if you're always with family, but like to get out and do that on your own is what's different
Yeah. What's the biggest differentiator between me and you?
between you and me.
Yeah. In terms of like, just like our career, like in terms of like, yeah, our careers, I guess. Like,
you're nonstop. That's the biggest thing. Like it's like 11:30 at night on a Saturday night. I'm totally switched off.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about patient care and like the human body, and you're just on your phone like nonstop. So that's new to me.
Yeah.
So like, okay, well, let's switch it on to you.
Oh, you're gonna be the host now?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Wow. She's actually getting better at this, which is awesome.
Okay, so tell me how, because you started your own company here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So how, like, shine some light on that first. And
Wow.
how
The
that
OG
was-
companies.
The OG, not like really in depth, but just like a quick like thing about
Yeah.
how then like, basically I want to know the life that you live now with me as an entrepreneur and like
Yeah.
the late hours, the nonstop. Was that always there, like since the beginning?
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know if that was
Yeah,
there
but
since
it's
the beginning.
honestly, it's always been like that. Like, so first company I ever had was when I was 17, like registered and set up and everything like that. Like first official company, Limelight Events and Promotions. The reason we created that company was because of Rav. So Rav used to own a bar and just be connected with all the nightlife people. And I got in. That's when I first got into like graphic design
Right.
of like making flyers for the. I used to make flyers for like all the bars in the city, like Overtime, O'Byrne's, Druid.
Yeah.
A bunch of like the throwback ones. I was the person making their flyers,
Yeah.
which is super random.
That's
And I was like
really random.
17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I was just doing it for free because I didn't even know what I was doing. But Raph connected me. So anyways, did that. And then, we started doing some basketball tournaments and events and stuff like that. Like basically what I wanted to do was be like Raph. Like I wanted to like actually have events. But then I realized that's not like really like a thing. You have to be an adult to do that kind of stuff. Like, cause there's like so many things involved, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, had that. Then obviously started like, Northern Alberta basketball with Sunny, which we ran for like a long time. That was really successful. We rebranded that to Grizzlies basketball later on. And we were like training all the best kids in the city. So basically you got to think about this. So we're two brown guys. I did play obviously Grand McCune for 3 years, but like, it's not like I was a star player. Like I wasn't like killing it. Like I wasn't really even playing. So it's like to go from that, obviously I learned a lot from playing with the best players in the city and like putting my name out there and getting better. And then also like, but Sunny also like he didn't play. So you had two brown guys who like didn't play at a high level, create a basketball company. And honestly, it was like the first in the city that we're doing what we're doing, where we took advantage of social media and we made things look really cool. There's young guys running it. We put kids at the spotlight. We did stuff that people weren't doing at that time. And then that organically grew, which was like really weird if you think about it. Like, and then obviously like Sunny became a better coach. I became like a better trainer. Like we were in the scene. And then we started like adding people to our team. Like Eric, who's the coach of Grand McEwen, joined us. And we had Greg Francis. We had all these people come in to like bolster like two brown guys into this. So anyways, like that was really dope. We sent like over 40 kids on like full scholarship, which we're like really proud of, like to different like universities all over Canada. That was really dope. Then obviously we had Nimbus.
So wait, going back into NAB.
Yeah.
That was your first taste of like running a company and running a business, because you were training. So you were still a trainer at that point. You were training the kids, which now you don't do, nor are you interested in.
Yeah.
But that's when you were training. But that was also like your first experiences. Like this is how you need to run things as a company and with the kids, or not so much?
I don't think not so much. I think before that, like Limelight was my first taste of like how to like start understanding to run a company and to, even though I didn't even know what I was doing, but like to make money and to try and like I was trying to hire another photographer to join the team. I was trying to hire people to join us. I was trying to figure out how to get my name out there through emails and business cards and like making money and all that kind of stuff. But even before that, like honestly, like I learned how to be an entrepreneur from like literally like slinging like bubble gum and like chips and stuff like at school. Like
your story.
So like I've always been like a hustler. It's like I think like most entrepreneurs do this at a young age, like in junior high. Like I would buy bubble gum for like 5 cents and then I would sell it for like 25 cents. And like I know that sounds like so silly, but when you're a kid in junior high, like in grade 7, 8, and you make like $10 a day selling bubble gum, like you're like on top of the world. Like
so you always had that mindset.
I always had the mindset of like doing more and being better and like not settling for like what everyone else settles for.
Right.
That's always been my mindset, and I don't know where it came from or what.
Yeah, where did it come from?
I don't know where it came from or what sprung it.
Something must have sprung, because like you asked me, so I said like in my household that's what it was. Like I saw my dad doing physio, my mom doing pharmacy. So
well, my mom mom grinded the same job with WCB. She's like retired there, but she worked there for what 35 years. Like how many people stayed at one job for 35 years, and she obviously got promoted, but like never left. Government job.
Yeah.
Then my dad obviously like he grinded. He was in the army, captain in the army. But like and same thing for him. Like he always stayed in the same. He changed like the dealership sometimes,
Right.
but it was the same like role. Like he
Right.
ran the dealerships. Like he ran the service department at every
Yeah.
dealership he went to.
Right.
So I mean, I guess I saw the grind that they would put in. I don't know if that I don't know if honestly that correlate. I think maybe a better correlation would actually be Rav.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rav started his first company, IT something. Man, I wish I remember the name. I'll have to ask Rav that name. I remember he started building computers when he was like 15 probably.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like coming home like, what are you doing? There'd be like parts all over the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be building computers. Like
oh, wow.
building the actual computer.
Oh, wow.
Like that's the kind of person he is.
crazy.
Then I remember he started like doing that for people. Then he started to do IT stuff. And then he got into all these things that he's into now.
Yeah.
But I think like seeing him do that was actually like probably like what got me into it. And plus the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rav's always been an entrepreneur. Like from real estate to all the fancy cars he's driven in life. Like I think
Yeah.
he's actually been the inspiration behind it
Right.
in terms of like, I don't like need the fancy cars, but I always looked at him like, oh, like he's like such a cool lifestyle. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's eating out. He does whatever he wants. Like he can travel. He has like
Yeah.
money. He has like all these like cool people he knows. Like,
Yeah.
so I think was the aspiration, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't really know what we're talking about, but anyways, yeah. Like so, then I had Nimbus Creative, which was our marketing company. I
Yeah.
won't talk about it much, but like did it with a couple of friends. We did startup marketing, and we had our own office in Startup Edmonton, which was like really unheard of at that time,
Mm-hmm.
especially for a bunch of like 20-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I lived across from the arena, so I walked to work
Right.
every day,
Yeah.
which was really dope.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of marketing and services for startup companies, and we targeted like young entrepreneurs
Mm-hmm.
because that's what we were. That was really dope. We killed that. And then yeah, one day I got up and left.
That's a whole other story, I think, for how you got up and left.
Yeah, one day I just got up and left.
Yeah.
And I went to LA, and like now we're building in the lab.
So how does so do you think, obviously you're saying that you had that mindset and that entrepreneurial like
Yeah.
spirit, like
Yeah.
growing up. So then like when you got up and left, which we'll get into, I think that's a whole other story for you 'cause that's a really
Yeah.
long story. So when you were in LA and now when you're doing it in the lab, like you feel like prepared and like well equipped to like
No.
handle this kind of lifestyle? No. Just because there's so many new things that are
The thing
constantly
about
going on.
entrepreneurship is like you just honestly you don't know what's coming. You see the way I experience things
Yeah.
sometimes, like you could just get hit with something one day, like when the event crashed.
Yeah.
Those are things you can't prepare for,
Yeah.
and like, those like mentally stress you. And there's so much.
Yeah.
Think about the emails. I had to tell Vaughn to send the email right away. We were on
Yeah.
so many different things. Like
Right.
yeah, my previous like lifestyle and businesses have prepared me to handle certain situations and events that arise from running a business.
Yeah.
But like nothing can prepare you for
Yeah.
what we are trying to do within the lab, because what we're trying to do like shouldn't technically be done.
Right.
It's
And
like
never
super
been done.
it's never been done. It's super
Yeah.
ambitious. Like, you know, when I tell people like the one liners, we're trying to be the next Adidas.
Yeah.
That's the simplest way to put what we want to do
Yeah.
without giving you any flop. Everyone knows Adidas, everyone knows Nike. So you can be like, oh, Adidas, okay, Adidas does all this kind of stuff. Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to put it. And then you
Yeah.
think about it, and you just have me and you have Dev.
Yeah.
And shout out to everyone on my team, on our team, who like helps us in the background, from, you know, designers to, you know, Dylan White, everyone on the team, like from our gaming team, on so on and so forth, which we'll touch on later. Like you said, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
So like it's super ambitious what we're trying to do, but like every day is like a new opportunity to learn,
Mm-hmm.
a new challenge to conquer, a new thing. You see us the way we do it. Like
Yeah.
we go from selling like 100 pair of shorts to like 1,000
Yeah.
to like how do we get to 10,000 pairs of t-shirts, and like how do we continually scale and grow, which are actually small numbers still,
Yeah.
but there isn't a lot of brands doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing to understand. Like
Yeah.
I think that gets lost in translation sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, we sell stuff out. A lot of people will say they've sold stuff out, but like
Mm-hmm.
they may have only sold 10 tees. You know, that's like a lot different than selling like
Yeah.
500 pairs of shorts. Like
Right.
it's a big gap. So it's just like
yeah.
us, it's just really me right now is navigating like, I think, and you see me do it every day.
I feel like from what I'm seeing, like what I have seen and still do see is like you're quite addicted to the process.
Yeah,
And
it's
like
it's like a drug for
and
me.
to see the growth, and like you always say like
Yeah.
all I can do, like just put me at home, all I can do is work.
Yeah,
Like all I need or want to do is just sit at home and work.
yeah,
Like no matter what time of day, like even when I would see you in LA, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
here, can we hang out? Like all you want to do is work, which
Yeah.
I like love that drive. But I've also asked you this before,
yeah.
and like, do you get overwhelmed with the amount of different hats and roles to play, and like, because I've obviously haven't experienced that, so I'm saying it's different from like a 9 to 5 job versus a 9 to 9 job.
Yep.
So for me, getting overwhelmed first was like as a student, like in school, with exam stress and like living on my own, and like I'm a nerd, so like, you know, wanting to get 100% in everything I do. Like
literally a nerd.
So like that's a different kind of stress for me. And
Yeah.
like I get overwhelmed in different ways, and now it's like in the clinic, like if there's different it's different. What I'm trying to say is it's different, and like for you, it's just about like you're managing so many different things.
Yeah.
So does that overwhelm you at all?
Yeah, I think it's like a really cool. I like that you're like kind of hosting the show. One of the things I didn't tell you was like it'd be as we do this more and more, these will become so much better as you get more comfortable and you start being like, oh, okay, well, this is also my show. Like I can ask whatever I want, which you're doing, which actually makes it so much doper.
Well, it's a conversation between the two of us. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know, but I know you're still like nervous and stuff. Anyways, yeah, like I think obviously there's times where you get overwhelmed when like certain big things like hit the fan, like the event and stuff like that. But overall, like I'm honestly like, I'm lucky to be in the opportunity because like, and you know this, so like everyone knows this. Like me and Dev talk about all the time. Like Dev is not like a business person.
Yeah.
I'm not a content creator like Dev. I don't have the creative mindset that he has when it comes to training videos, all that kind of stuff. So we work really well together. But on top of that, I'm blessed. The reason I say I'm blessed is because I have the opportunity to wear all these hats every single day.
Right.
And it actually allows me to be like, one day I'm going to be like one of the best entrepreneurs in the world. I'm going to have so many different things going on. And you know that. Yeah. Because like that's the type of person I am. It's like these challenges, these opportunities, these setbacks allow me to like learn and grow. Otherwise, someone else would have been in my position to do that. Like, you know, the more people we have on our team, they get to do that. But me, I get to see everything firsthand. Yeah. I get to actually understand how to build a DTC, a direct-to-consumer brand. Yeah. How do we build $1 billion brand, the next Gymshark, when there's not a book about how to do it? And you know what I mean? There's not like a blueprint. Like the guys of Gymshark aren't going to go sell a blueprint right now. Hey, this is how we did it. Yeah. Go do the exact same thing. Like, even though we do know it's through influencers and stuff, there's just so much more about it. Yeah. So I'm trying to navigate that myself. And like, obviously we have some advisors like Mark and Quick who help us and whatnot. Yeah. But I don't get overwhelmed, to answer your question. Okay. I think every day is like, I love, you know, like it's a drug for me. I'm addicted to it. Yeah. Like I want to wake up every day and work from 9 to midnight. Like I want to do that. Oh yeah. Just because like there's so much to do. Yeah. And there's, for me in my mindset, like I told you, like I don't have anything to fall back on. Like that's my mentality. Yeah. This is our baby. Like this is, Dev allowed me to come in and like build this. And like, this is like become my baby now, like with him in the lab is that. Yeah. So like for me, it's just like there's nothing else to do other than to build this into $1 billion brand and then use what we've built and our experiences and our names to say like we built that. Yeah. And then now we can go branch off into all the other things that I want to do, like VC funds and everything else I want to do and have fun with. Right. Once we solidify this. Yeah. That was really long-winded.
My other question is like to get back into like basically us. Yeah. Is when like how do you feel then like or look at someone who doesn't do what you do?
What do you mean?
For example, like we're at very different paces.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. So does that change? Obviously, like we're married and like you always know like I was not gonna do what you do and
yeah, I know that
we're doing and I need the same thing. But like does that change anything for you?
No. No, okay. You are who you are, and I am who I am.
But I'm saying, like, you know how some people like don't understand. I'm giving an example. Like, if someone's with a doctor who's on call all the time, right, and middle of the night, like they have a very busy schedule and they can just get up and go. So like sometimes people aren't used to that kind of a lifestyle. I always like relate it to something like similar.
That's
to
like
that.
That's like more extreme to me, like in my sense. Like, if you were a doctor on call, that our relationship would be very different, right? Because that would just be tough for both of us. Yeah. But the fact that you have like, you're very stable in terms of like, I know when you're going to be working. Yeah. It's 9 to 5. Yeah. Or even if you do work longer, which some days you do, or whatever the case may be, like 6 days a week, like I know where you are. Yeah. I know you're at one of the clinics, you're grinding, you're treating your patients. Yeah. And you're going to come home and you're going to shut off. Yeah. So for me, that's actually good because then both of us aren't doing that.
So I think it helps basically for one person to have like a stable and one person to be
In my opinion, I
Yeah.
like it. Obviously, any
Yeah.
relationship can work whether you're both entrepreneurs or what. Technically, you are entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You just haven't like got into it yet because you're still just figuring it out. Like you still have so much to do before that becomes
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
But eventually, you will be running businesses and clinics and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
obviously, I would be facilitating and helping you with that.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you're not going to be like a 9 to midnight. Like, you'll have a cutoff time
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
I will never have a cutoff time because like there's just China. There's so many things happening for us. Like
Yeah.
that. When it's nighttime for us, it's morning in China and vice versa and all this kind of stuff. So it's like
Right.
I love that you don't have the same time as me, the same schedule as me.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Yeah. I think it works.
It works out really well.
Yeah. Obviously, like you said, there's other couples that are both entrepreneurs and it
Yeah.
does work, or
Yeah, of course.
well, people who are, let's say, on-call doctors and it does work.
Yeah.
But I think for us, this is what works.
This is what works for us.
Yeah.
This is what we're comfortable with. This is what we
Yeah.
want to like do like for the rest of our lives. And like
Yeah.
obviously it's gonna change. Like eventually, you may work more than me one day. Like you may
Yeah.
I may scale back and whatever the case may be. But it's like
Yeah.
we're always gonna like balance each other out, which looks like yin and yang. This is what we always do. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well said.
Anyways, that's basically like the purpose of what was the purpose of this one? Just to like touch on like
I think the difference of
what's-
our lifestyles, but into one.
yeah, lifestyles into one.
Yeah.
And then
the backgrounds.
you said your goal. My goal is basically to build $1 billion brand. If I didn't say that enough times already, that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to do it for money. I'm trying to do it so that we can understand how to do it.
Yeah.
And then we can teach other people how to build a brand in the digital age.
I get that. I understand that. I know that's what you want to do. But the other thing I know that you also want to do, which is what we talked about always from when we first started dating,
Yeah.
was that you want to create your own legacy.
Yeah. I want to create my
You
own
want
legacy.
to-
Obviously, I want to be my own person. I want to like,
Yeah.
I want my name to be known when it comes to entrepreneurship and creator economy and
Yeah.
so much more.
Yeah.
And that's why I do dabble in like cryptocurrency and different spaces. And I'm really connecting with entrepreneurs that are in that space and trying to understand it. And you know that
Yeah.
I've been approached by other people to like be a part of their companies or act as a founder or an advisor
Mm-hmm.
and different things, which I'm exploring. But like, yeah, my long-term goal would be to have like a creators of color VC fund, which I've told you.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to invest in the next best up and coming creators, entrepreneurs that are like of brown skin color,
Mm-hmm.
brown and black skin color,
Yeah.
right? That's just color in general, essentially, creators of color. And I want to like be able to put them on a pedestal and like teach them like, this is how you build a company and this is what
Mhm.
you need to do. And this is how you navigate things and actually give them advice, but more so just like be there for them.
Yeah.
To like further along my legacy in terms of like, once we figure out how to do this and build it,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't share that when they get to the top.
Well, they get a bit selfish, so
Yeah. And I don't want to be that. I want to be like, yo, we just did this shit.
yeah.
Let's hop on YouTube
Yeah.
and let's talk and let's share the whole
Yeah.
journey of how we did it so you guys can learn that.
Maybe we can talk about it more. I think when we talk about you being and how you started working for Dev and like with Dev and
Yeah.
for in the lab. But like, I think that's how like a testament to what you are, 'cause you're very selfless in your work. And like, I always say like, I want you to get credit for everything that you do.
Yeah, I know.
And I know so does my family, but
Yeah.
but like I know like you always think that comes with time.
Yeah.
But then that just like the reason I say that is because it ties back to like what you want, which is like to leave your legacy behind.
Yeah.
I know like you want to build like $1 billion brand, but like it's who is Navin Ramrak?
Yeah.
The person behind that who helped to do that was Navin Ramrak, and this is who he is and like what he's done. So it's not just like hiding behind the name of the company, but because I know that's what you want to do too. Is
Yeah, I mean, that's-
leave your name.
That's
as a
what
mark on the
we've been
world,
working on
too.
like the last year, right? Like so before that I would just been in LA and just like grinding with Dev, right?
Yeah.
But now like as things grow and build, like obviously people follow me because a lot of people follow me from in the lab, whether Dev posted me in the past or they see us together doing something on a podcast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As like, okay, like he's helping making the apparel, he's helping doing this and that and all that kind of stuff. And obviously I'm trying to shed more light on that
Yeah.
to like allow myself to grow, but also to be able to connect with more people. Like this past year,
Yeah.
I've connected with so many people
Yeah.
just based on the fact that like, hey, I'm the guy, one of the guys behind the scenes building this global brand with Dev,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm doing the business side. You're an entrepreneur. Let's connect. I've had people
Mhm.
on the podcast like Sandy and whatnot,
Yep.
and you've been able to spread the awareness of that. So I've definitely been doing that a lot more
Yeah.
as opposed to in the past. I've always had the issue of not doing that and
Yeah.
like trying to stay behind the scenes more.
Yeah.
But now is like, and I think a lot of that also comes down to like the knowledge and the experience. Like now that I'm
more comfortable. And
Yeah, and I honestly, like, I don't really know anything yet. Like, I have so far to go in terms of an entrepreneur, what it takes to do what we're doing.
yeah,
So I'll never say that, oh, I know everything, because I don't.
yeah,
But I do know a lot
yeah,
because of trial and error and through experience. So it's like I become more confident in myself because of the knowledge I have, the experiences we had,
yeah,
and it's like diverse.
right,
Like, how many people can say they're an entrepreneur and then they're like a top product sourcer from China?
yeah.
I can literally source any product you want. And then I
Yeah.
can also like handle design. I can build your website. I can build your mobile app if you want. I can like,
right.
I can build you an e-commerce store. I can talk about cryptocurrency. It's like,
yeah,
I really pride myself on that
yeah,
in terms of like, I don't like using the word jack of all trades because like there's a lot of negative connotations around it,
right,
but I just like knowing. I like know, not, I don't want to know everything,
yeah,
but there's a lot of things that interest me. So when something interests me,
yeah,
like I go all in on it, and you know that. Like I
Yeah.
want to know it, and I want to like be a part of that, so that
yeah.
as it grows and takes off, like I can be someone who understands
But
it.
it's all relevant. It's all the stuff that you're learning and the tools that you're
Yeah.
adding to your tool belt. They're all like
Yeah.
relevant. It's not random.
No,
It's
not at
like
all.
a jack of all trades. It's like this is random. Let me try this. Let me be good at it. Let me try this.
That's
try to be
true.
good at it.
That's true.
Yours is all relevant and for a reason, and it's been cool to watch. Again, we'll get into this like when I think they're in the lab episode
Okay.
probably, but like just watching you like grow from like I said, like I've been lucky enough to be on
Yeah.
this journey with you from the very beginning since like you moved to LA,
Yeah.
and like just watching you like first like have these wristbands when you guys were affiliated with another company,
Yeah.
and like just like ship those out in little mini bags to like you making just a very basic website platform
Yeah.
to then growing like to an app, like you know what I mean, like it's just like cool to see like the steps,
Yeah.
and like now it's just like all these like the apparel is like going off like touch with like you know what I mean, just the growth of that,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool. Like I understand like how then you're saying that like you need to have established that in order to establish yourself. Like you can't just be, selling these wristbands and then going,
No.
oh, hey, I'm this entrepreneur, like
Yeah.
who's so great. Like just come and like look at me. So I understand, but it's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Every day is a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
And you know that I love that and I'm addicted to it. So I look forward to keep doing it and to just learn more every single day on how to be an entrepreneur. And also like even like now helping you with your stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anything about like the physio side.
Yeah.
So like for me it's like just diving in, like
yeah.
looking up competitors, and like now we're building you guys a brand new website and just trying to like see like what's the best way to like maximize your efforts and marketing and and presence and all these different things that I want you to take advantage of. And it's like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy doing it.
It's good because not everybody does.
Yeah, not everyone does that, and you're definitely not going to do it.
No.
So I don't know. Like I said, we make a really good team at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like we're like really good partners.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
It is.
You have any other questions?
I think it's good.
Roll the outro.
You roll the outro.
You roll the outro.
Oh man, I need to come up
Come
with
on.
a better outro.
Do the outro. Come on.
Catch you on the flips.